I'm Bradley Armstrong. I run the sales team. I'm the sales manager here at Cape Town head office for Vape Tyson. The vaping brand itself, it's called, Tyson 2.0 slash Vape Tyson. The brand itself is Mike Tyson's very own vaping brand that originally started, in America. Then, yeah, we launched in South Africa to bring his entire brand. Mike Tyson, he's a business guy. He's an entrepreneur. He dabbles in different things outside of boxing itself. Not a lot of people actually know that, but he started his brand in cannabis. From cannabis, that developed into vaping. That vaping then developed into liquids. The liquids that we are focusing on more so is the vaping liquids. Different flavors, different flavor variations for, of course, the customer, the consumers, taste preferences in that case. Most of our stuff is imported from either America or China, where it is produced. So it won't be produced, in South Africa. It will be imported from either America or China. I think as time goes on, and as the business and as the brand does grow on, we would be looking at manufacturing in South Africa. I think the most important thing that we try to bring across to our suppliers when choosing them is that there's the transparency between both parties in that sense. When it comes to choosing one of our suppliers, we will actually sit down with them, have a meeting about what it is that you guys do as a business, how Tyson can actually benefit you guys, but at the same time how you can actually benefit Tyson in the sense. We kind of wanted to be like where it's not something that is you will just find at any like a random spaza shop or something like that. That's not the type of lifestyle that we are trying to promote. We try to provide where we want someone to walk into a vaping store and ask about the brand because they saw Mike Tyson's face. They asked about the brand, try it out, and actually see that this is something different. If it is that you have a small store that is somewhere that has a very small clientele that wants to try the brand, we will sell to them. But we do cater for the distros that has their selected clientele that covers their specific territory. We will supply to them as well. So in terms of who we supply to and who wants to have Tyson in their stores, we aren't necessarily picky on who we want. If we focus on the vaping models that we have in the market currently, the vapor cells provide a much smoother taste. We do focus on quality over quantity in that sense, where about, yes, our puff counts might not be as much as any other brand that is out there, but if we're talking about longevity and quality of the vape, we are lasting the same length as a 30,000 puff that will last you about 4 weeks. We have a smaller puff count that will last you about 3 to 4 weeks as well, but at the end of that cycle you are still tasting the quality of the vape itself. So we do try our utmost and strive to have a quality vape that goes hand in hand with the luxury brand that is Mike Tyson. If you look at our flavor range, we do have 51 different flavors. That is, I'm sure it's more than most of the brands that is out there. So what we try to do is, for example, when we released our 12,000 puff, we only brought in a certain amount of flavors. We brought in 14 flavors to test the market, have everybody try out those flavors, get feedback on those flavors, and then the next batch we'll look at the flavors, then what sold, etc., what clients preferred, what wasn't preferred, what didn't taste as good as what we expected. We'll then swap and change accordingly, but our end goal is to have the entire range, and that is something that we are still kind of dealing with right now. It's still technically the teething phases, where we are taking off as a brand itself, but we are still feeling out the market, what works where, and etc. So yes, definitely we do plan on adapting as time goes. We had a couple of issues with customs a couple of times, but it has been starting to get a bit better now in terms of the waiting period whilst we wait for customers to actually release the stock. It has been getting gradually less and less. So in that regard, in terms of importation and how we deal with customs, it seems to be going okay for now. Our suppliers, they are happy with when we supply it, how we supply it, and the quality of deliverance. So in terms of waste management, we as Vape Tyson, because we are partnered with, our American team, our European team as well, and they of course having those standards of how their waste management is, dealt with, that type of waste management or that type of standards has, brought into South Africa. We try and, replicate everything to the T when it does come to, the standards, or anything that is dealt with when it comes to vaping from the original Vape Tyson team in America. So anything that has passed by them, anything that they are having to abide to, we kind of try and replicate that in South Africa, of course, with accordance to whatever the rules and regulations is in South Africa as well.